Hello, hello. It is Sarah Waggle, astrologer and leadership coach here for Wellness Astrology, this time for the moon in Capricorn. This is, hold on, 22nd through the 24th. I forgot to look at the dates. February 22nd through the 24th. Okay, so I'm going to show you the chart here in a second. We're in Pisces season, and I have some general reminders through this Pisces season. Your faith in God, source, universe, your higher self, your guardian, angel, spirit team is going to be really important as we continue to move forward. Getting grounded, going to be really important, whether that is like herbal teas or getting out in nature or essential oils that help you to stabilize your body, your nervous system, all of those things. Of course, be attentive to your root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. And hydration, not just drinking water, but even adding some electrolytes to your water, things like that. And one thing that I have not mentioned throughout not only this Pisces season, but for the good long while is being attentive to like your blood and your iron and like the minerals that help you make blood. And so I know I have had a few situations in my own life where people are just like losing blood or not producing blood for one reason, for no apparent reason that the doctors can't seem to figure out. And so that could have a lot to do with Mars in Cancer and, not being in a favorable position. It could also have a lot to do with Chiron and Aries, those sorts of things. It also could have a lot to do with the solar energy that we've been experiencing. I am obviously pre-recording this, so by the 22nd, 23rd, 24th, I don't know what the Schumann resonance is going to be, but generally speaking, it has been a pattern of large floods of bright light energy coming into the planet, pulsing into the planet, followed by release patterns, and integration patterns. And so I don't know a lot about the Schumann resonance, but I have been following it more and more and more. If you're on TikTok or Instagram, I follow Erin Brown. She does a daily report. But there are other resources on Facebook and certainly on YouTube. Suspicious Observer is a good one, although I don't know how much they do, more like the earth type stuff, not necessarily like how it's affecting the physical body. But that is something you may want to check into, is the Schumann resonance. It is kind of the pulse of the planet, and how solar energy is affecting the human body. And remember that as our planet is moving through stuff, which is why we're seeing fires, floods, ice storms, things like that. I know where I'm at, I'm in the Midwest, I'm in Illinois. We're in our second major stretch of snow ice storm activity, and frigid cold temperatures. And so we have not seen a winter like this in a really long time. The last few winters that I have been here, we've had like one tiny snowstorm and mostly temperatures in like the 30s, 40s, 50s. This year we have had at least two like 6, 7 inch snow and ice storms, plus temperatures in the single, if not below zero digits. That's unusual. And I know that there's been snow in New Orleans, there's been snow in Pensacola, Florida, there's been snow and ice in other regions where they normally don't see this amount of snow and ice. And so, it's something to really consider, that like as Uranus gets to the final degrees of Taurus, which is going to be happening over the next several months, that we're going to see more, earth activity happening. So because as we're going through a transformation, I talk about like this being the year of the snake, and the transformation is not an option. It's also not an option for the planet. The planet's moving through her own transformation as well. And to transform, you need to clear and cleanse. And, water clears and cleanses, fire clears and cleanses. Unfortunately, we also know these to be destructive to our lifestyle, and things like that. And I understand that. And there's also the beauty of this being a transformative time for not only us, but our planet. So anyway, okay, Moon in Capricorn. Um, so yeah, those are all of the kind of well-being things for Pisces season in general is hydration, grounding, faith, trust in yourself, in your higher power, and being attentive to your physical body, what it needs, all of those sorts of things. Moon in Capricorn. Let me just pull up the chart so we can take a look at it. Hang on. Alrighty. So this Moon in Capricorn, I usually call this the get shit done moon. I don't know how easy it's going to be to get shit done with this moon in Capricorn. It's past the third quarter moon square, so not quite till the balsamic darkening moon, but it is not your typical get shit done moon, mostly because Mars is going to station direct. With that moon in opposition. And it's also going to be in a, let's see, we've got Mercury, wrong color. 1 second. There we go. We've got Mercury in a trine to Mars. Mercury is not in a favorable position. I feel like this could be like I could easily say like miscommunications, conversations gone wrong, because there's not going to be a lot of emotion to back it up because the moon is not in an emotional sign. It's in Capricorn. It's in its detriment. And so like it would be easy to say that this is a miscommunication, but no, I really feel like it's almost like the teacher in Peanuts cartoons, with the kind of like it's gonna sound like people are speaking through a muffler, through a mask. That's a bad joke. But so you're not going to get clarity, you're not going to hear what's being said. And so yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like it's going to be, the conversations aren't going to be clear, the communication. So miscommunications is kind of an understatement. It's more like you're not even going to understand. What did I hear? I heard a joke earlier that was like, nothing is more surprising than a husband who hears his wife say the plans for the fifth time. And so people just don't hear what the other person is saying. And so, the person that's saying the thing is going to go on doing the thing. And the person who didn't hear what was is like, wait, what's going on? What are we doing? Oh, we're going to the movies. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. And then they don't even know what movie they're going to see because they barely even heard you say we're going to the movies. Right. It's kind of like that kind of thing. Like the clarity is not there. It is not present. And so, this could be, it's not a good weekend to have an important conversation for sure, because you're not going to be understood. You're not going to be heard as well as you think you would be heard. What else do we have going on here? I think one thing that I forgot to mention, it's kind of past now, but Saturn earlier this week was at 19 degrees. And that was the degree that Saturn stationed retrograde in June. I want to say it was like 27th or 28th of 2024. So if anything, resurfaces around this week, probably like February 21st, 20th, 21st, could be something that started or came up for you around June 27th, 28th, or so. And so anyway, let's just do an overall pulse here. So we've got the sun at not 5 degrees, Mercury's at 17, Saturn is at 20, the North Node is at 27, and Neptune is at 2842. So we've got Venus at 10 degrees and 10 minutes. Chiron has moved to 2023. And so we do have things moving. Of course, the nodes do move backwards. We've got Pluto at 2 and 45 minutes of Aquarius. So, we've got planets in motion. We are in one of the only stretches of time where all planets are direct. Unfortunately, Venus is getting ready to station retrograde in just a few days here. So we're about, what, 10 days out. This is the 24th. Stations retrograde on March 2nd. We're just a few days away from a new moon. And so, like I said, this is just probably not going to be a good time to have an important conversation. So if you feel like you're the teacher in Peanuts, that's why. And so what else do we have going on? Uranus is at 23, and Jupiter is still at 11, although he's almost moving forward a degree. So anyway, I just wanted to give kind of a pulse on the planets, give you kind of an overall. But yeah, just keep in mind that Saturn is now moved past where he stationed retrograde last year. So but yeah, this, like I said, it's just not, you could feel a little bit of motivation to get some things done, but just know that like whatever conversations you have are probably not going to come across very clearly with that Mercury in the mix, because Mercury doesn't communicate well in Pisces anyway. And the moon could care less about communication because he's in Capricorn. So yeah. So actually don't mind this moon in Capricorn. I just think that, this is the beauty of astrology, because, we could be like, well, this is not a good weekend to have coffee and have a chat because, maybe we should do it once the moon moves into Aquarius, or, after the new moon on the 27th or something like that. Like that's, also know that during this Pisces season, like people and being able to uphold their commitments could be questionable if that at best. So don't beat yourself up if, your stuff gets miscommunicated, and or you miss meetings, or you have no concept of time, or that be a little compassionate with yourself, because that's totally, Saturn's in Pisces, so there is no concept of time. And so, be a little easy on yourself. Let's see what's up with the cards. All right, we got number 2, which is the high priestess. This is Archangel Haniel, Haniel. And the message on the card reads, listen to your intuition. Have patience. Consider carefully what you want before acting. Yeah, I mean, I like that, consider carefully before acting, because Mars has just stationed direct in Cancer. So it's not like there's a lot of forward momentum, even though he's direct. So you still want to, Mercury, which controls, which is rules thinking and processing and communication. And so that this could be like, if you just decide to do something and then do it, you may have some buyer's remorse later on, because it's like, oh shit, what was I thinking? Why did I do that? That kind of thing could be coming up. All right, let's see what's up with self-care so far for Pisces season. we're 2 for 2 for rest. So let's see if we get rest again. I do think this Pisces season is a good opportunity to just slow down because nothing's moving in a good, nothing is really, pumping us up right now, which is not a bad thing. Because there's still changes looming on the horizon. And so, okay, we got number 28. And this is intuition. All right, well, both cards say intuition on them. So if you are not someone who tunes into your intuition or understands how to feel your intuition, now would be a good time to put that into practice. Make that a part of your daily routine. This is part of the Aquarius experiment, is having a list of tasks that you do on a daily to practice tuning into yourself, to the messages that you're receiving. And tuning into your intuition is a really good place to start doing that. So if you're not somebody who thinks that you're intuitive, all of us are intuitive, by the way. So yeah, this is a good time to really start learning how to feel your intuition, understand it, take notes on it. Pisces is the dreamer. So, keeping those journals, those dream journals, could be really beneficial. So anyway, all right, that's what I got for this moon in Capricorn. Yay, Mars is direct. Everything is direct for now. We've got 7 days of everything being direct, but it's not like anything's in, Mars is still in detriment. So it's not like things are in good places, but at least they're direct. You got to look at the positive, right? It's not an easy time to start a new project or move things forward. But it is some relief to the energy for the moment, at least. So, all right, that's what I got. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.